What's up everyone, Alex here. So I wanted to do a video because AYN has released a new OTA update and it's a big one, and this addresses the RAM issues we've been having. And previously we've had to use a script before, and now it is now part of the settings. I was just showing there that it should be in your notifications, but if it isn't, you just go to the settings and scroll down to the system menu, and inside here you can check the update section, and this will just take you inside to AYN's updater. And here you can check for update or version info, and when you check the update, it might take a little while, but you'll get it. When you do the update, it will take quite a long time, like about 10 minutes maybe. I think some people even said 20, but just, let it do its thing. Don't worry, it will update. And once it does update, you will now have some new things to talk about. And they're pretty interesting ones. So here right at the top, we got a new vibrator sensor setting. You switch from low, medium, or high. I'm not actually sure which one it originally was on, but people had problems with this. Charging LED indicator, because that used to be quite bright. They've actually dimmed it and you can turn it off. The volume has changed now. It is linear progression, so it's not just going to ramp up crazy once you get to the top. Which is nice. So it actually does work. So it's more of a gradual increase overall, so you can find the right setting that you want. It was kind of annoying before when you just be trying to find the right one. If you got like a TV in the background or something, and you don't want it too high, you don't want it too low. So that's it. And then the big update here is if we scroll down to the bottom. First of all, if you have been using the scripts, first thing you might want to do is actually go down to run script, and if you downloaded everything from the Reddit page, here there is a delete swap script, so I'm going to use that and delete that to delete what was previously installed on here. And now we can go up to virtual RAM swap, and in here is where we turn on the swap 4GB. So once you turn it on, there will be an indicator that goes round and round. It's going to take a little while, kind of similar to the original RAM script that we were using. So let that do its thing, and then I would recommend powering off, rebooting the system just to make sure, as I think I was having problems with Metal Gear Solid 2 and stuff, and realized that I probably should have rebooted. Anyway, those are the settings, and now I'm going to do a showcase. This is a long video of me just chatting and testing things stuff, so you can stop here if you want. Otherwise, yeah, check it out. Alright, so we're going to have a quick look at some games. We're going to do this live this time. I haven't done this in a while. I wanted to have a look at some PS2 and some Switch. So I know I want to check out a couple of Metal Gear Solid games because I was using HD textures on those, and because of that they were utilizing more RAM. And like I said, you need to reboot to make the 4GB swap work properly, because I actually booted up Metal Gear Solid 2, and it was, I'll show you the exact area I was in. It was here, and I love this back button. I love that I just don't have to touch the screen very much. So I was in the holding room here, and thank God, I keep getting worried that it's not going to be 100% here, but it was about 60%, and yeah, so I know that in this case, I think the 4GB RAM swap is helping here, because when it was when I deleted the script off and I hadn't rebooted the system after turning it on, it was saying like 60%, and it was just slow as hell in here, and yeah, so that's working decently. I also wanted to show, when I did the HD texture video for Metal Gear Solid 3, as well as some cheat codes, I didn't actually get to show off the 60 FPS code. I wasn't aware that there actually was one that didn't break the game. So I'm just going to load a save state here. This is usually my go-to place, because is that 60? It is 60. I'm looking through the capture wondering if it's 60 or not. So yeah, now I can play Metal Gear Solid 3 really smooth, high definition textures. I can show an example of this really easily. If I look at this fence here and then I toggle software render, you can now see the fence is really blurry, and that's what it originally used to look like. Toggle it back, and this is with the HD textures on. Some of these games, I don't know if they're exactly worth it. When I turned Metal Gear Solid 3 on, I wasn't 100% sure I even noticed high definition textures on, but they are there, and they do make a difference. It's just, it depends on the kind of game, really. I think sometimes I think it's better with the camera angle the way it is. If you press R3, it's like this, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe some of these grassy textures are just hard to notice because it's a PlayStation 2 and, you know, not everything's quite as smooth as like later games. But yeah, 60 frames per second. That's really smooth. That's really nice. I've never actually played Metal Gear Solid 3 at 60 frames. And when I do these videos, I'm always like reminded, like, God, that's a good idea, and like do this and that. And it'd be great to play this again. And then I don't end up playing them. I end up sinking like a few hours into Dark Souls on the Switch just because it's just one of those games that's like easy to just sink some time into. And I like running up here and getting them to throw the grenades because, you know, like you get all these like particle effects that usually slow a game down, but nothing. So yeah, we know the swap is working. That's really, oh, Jesus. Not, not slowing down at all. Nothing at all. That's brilliant. I wonder if there's anything else on the PS2. I had a request actually. Somebody asked me about Gran Turismo 4, and you know, we know that's a difficult to run game. So let's boot that up. Hang on a second. Has it got nothing to load? They wanted me to test out this track specifically, and I'm just gonna double check. Oh, I can't check it this way if I run from the front end launcher. So if I just, sometimes I don't like gesture because that's really annoying to do, but whatever. So yeah, I'll run it from the emulator because that way I can show the settings. So I'll go down to Gran Turismo 4. Wherever you are, there you are. I don't know why I don't just hold the button there and go to load state, but whatever. So this track in particular, and we are using 2.5x resolution. Let me bump this up just to check. I'll start at 3. There's a corner coming in this track where I did notice some slowdown, so I might have like just turned it down there. But this is Gran Turismo 4. One of the harder to run city tracks. Using some Toyota car. I didn't really know which one to pick. I just wanted to check. See, it's slowing down there. So I'm still used to touching. So we go to 2.5x. I think is where we're going to get the best performance. That's what I left it on. So, you know, I must have been sure. So there we go. And to make it fair, which button is it to select? Yeah, view the car as well, because that means there's more to look at, which means it's harder for the game to run. I know that to be the case for, like, you know, the Ace Combat games. Once you get out of the cockpit and actually look at the plane, it makes it a lot harder to run. I might actually have a quick look at the last Ace Combat game and see how well that's running. But yeah, it's nice to not have like a third-party kind of script going on now. God, it seems slow going around that corner, but it's the game. It says 100%. I haven't got any underclocking on. This is pretty much just base stuff. I think I can just double check for you guys that on all games, I think. Actually, yeah, check all games. Does it show up here, or did I do it per game configuration? Oh, it might be in per game config. Okay, so not for all games, but what was I usually turning on just as a precaution? It might have been not fast mem. I think it was auto flush on and a hardware fix with memory wrapping on. But to be honest, I don't know if those two are necessary. But I remember saying I turned those on for certain games in my PlayStation 2 HD texture video. But yeah, I'm just gonna like just drive around this course. Oh my god, this car is terrible at cornering. So yeah, we went around the entire track at 2.5x and we didn't get one slowdown. So I was asked to test this track in the comments. They said this track in particular, so I took their word for it and said, okay, let's give that a shot. I used to test some other tracks like New York City, because I knew that one used to have some pretty bad slowdown. But hey, we got Gran Turismo 4 running perfect. So I wanted to have a look at Ace Combat Game. Let's have a look at is that 0, 4, 5? Look at 5. I don't think I ever save. I didn't bring my saves from the Odin because I had a lot of saves, and when you actually look at them, they're like 50 megabytes each or something like that sometimes. It's quite a lot. So I'll just press my toggle button at the back to speed up, just make this faster. Japanese. I haven't played these, but I'm absolutely massive fan of 7. Okay, I thought it took me to the main menu then. Okay, come on, get into the game. So, how do we change cockpit? This. Alright, we're getting some big slowdowns there, but we are also on like 4x resolution, so let me set it down to 3 and start from there. Not good. Set it down to 2.5. It hasn't actually changed much, so that's interesting. So one of the first things I like to do at this point is go, okay, let's just roll out and see if GPU palette conversion is going to help. It didn't help, so we'll turn that off. Whoops. And yeah, set that back to neutral, and then I'll go back to graphics settings, and then I want to double check and see if hardware download mode comes off. So I'll just turn it to disable readbacks, and that seemed to do the job. So now that I know that that's going to do a massive job of giving us speed, I'm going to set the upscale back to 4x. In my global it's 4x, so I'm just going to use global settings. And we're losing a bit of speed there, so now I'm going to go, okay, then say go to 4x. I know I could go to like 3.5. You know what, sod it, let's look at 3.5. I mean, it's running. I'm getting some slowdown there, so I'm just going to say screw it, go down to 3x. I can't remember if this is, I can't remember which Ace Combat game I was playing. Maybe it's Ace Combat 0. It was like this kind of like, the first level was this like icy area and the textures were not working at all. There's some slowdown going on here. But it's like kind of hard to notice. So I think what I'll do, if I was going to be actually playing this game, is I'd probably decide, okay, we'll go with 2.5 because, you know, that's around a 1080p resolution. And if it does slow down any more, we can set the synchronization mode to async. That way, even if we do get a bit of slowdown, the audio is not going to keep chopping up and get, you know, like sound bad. No. How do you go faster? I used to do some crazy Daredevil stuff in Ace Combat 7. So fun to fly around and do stunts in those games. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to show that we're doing some testing and it's working well. Let us, well, I'll have a quick look at my PS2 collection. I was actually going to do HD textures for Devil May Cry 3, But then I thought, actually, Yuzu's working really well now. If I was to play Devil May Cry 3 in the future, maybe I'd just play the Switch version, which I already have. Played the Switch version. It's great because you can swap weapons on the fly, and that adds to your combo potential. And that's like one of the really great things about playing a Devil May Cry game is just like swapping out your weapons and doing just crazy ass combos. There's loads of games on here. I thought I'd play my Odin, like Nightshade and the Shinobi game, whatever that one's called. Is it just Shinobi? I still want to play Onimusha 2 and 3. I've never actually played 3 before. Or the Resident Evil Outbreak games, never played those. I was always intending to play Rogue Galaxy, but it didn't work very well on the Odin Pro. It took a long time for it to actually get quite good, but it was still not quite there. And there are HD textures for that game, so I might consider that someday. I think there's HD textures for Shadow Hearts 2 as well. There it is, Shinobi. There's a bunch of like cool third-person action games like Spawn as well. I just thought that maybe one day I'll just jump into them if I'm bored. Stuntman was a game that ran like absolute ass on the Odin Pro. Let's check this out. I'm very curious now. I'm very curious. I really liked this game as a kid. Oh yeah, I need to manage my memory cards. So let's just like speed up. Can't believe they'd make us watch. Look at these logos. Damn you. Yeah, so there's like kind of like 5 movie sets in this game, and you're doing like stunts and loads of little like scenarios. It's got that badass music. Accept name. There is insufficient. Yeah, fine. So on the Odin Pro, like you do this first level, and it was just bad, man. It'd be like 20% speed. Let's speed this up. That is a long load, even with speed up. That is an incredibly long load. Okay, so it's not good. So let's start off with, just so I can rule that out, we'll just flip on GPU palette conversion. Didn't do jack. There's a couple of games where like it will, like I showed Black recently. Zone of the Enders 2 requires it. I think Way of the Samurai 2 needs it as well. And then let's go to graphic settings and we will disable readbacks, see if that has any help. Wait, did that help? I'll change it back and no, I didn't change anything. So I sort of remember this before that I couldn't find a graphics setting that was going to help. You know, out of my own curiosity now, I'm going to turn on those 2 settings I mentioned before and see if they actually did anything. Auto flush. And turn this on and memory wrapping. No, they didn't do anything. So maybe they never did anything in the first place. So, you know, I'm just going to bump this down to 2.5x. Oh my god, it still doesn't run well. That is crazy. What can I do about that? I mean, for my own curiosity, I could check OpenGL just in case. Was that better? I don't think so. I'll set it to global. Actually, that did. OpenGL did actually help. Isn't that interesting? Oh. So yeah, usually we'd pick Vulkan because it's just like a better option. But there are some games actually where OpenGL does help. It's not, you know, common, but in some cases it will. So, you know, I'm just showing my process here, like the last resort. There's other little settings here and there I could play around with, but I don't know too much about them. And what I'd probably do is if a game is like way beyond my scope, I would just Google it and see what some people did on like their old mobile phones or something, because those are the ones they'll try and they'll do everything they can to get the game running as smoothly as possible. So I think at this point we're just going to have to give up the goose and just say screw it. Let's put a 50% underclock on. It's a bit better. I am now curious just to see, because sometimes I've noticed in the past that the resolution didn't matter at all. I'm going to put this back to global resolution, see what the frame rate's right. Like, and it's bad. So, okay, resolution is helping here. I know that sounds obvious, but there are a couple of games I've noticed where it's like, oh, okay, the resolution didn't matter. So maybe like just give it up at this point. No. I'll go to 2.5 and then I'll double check and see if what's going on. Just go up. What? I'll see if the cycle. What is going on? I'll do a mild underclock and see how that changes. And let me restart stunt. I was going to make a save. Hang on. Oh, Jesus Christ, these loading times. Okay, so make a save state so I can just like jump into this easy. Well, that underclock is not helping. It is actually making things worse. So we are going to turn this off. Yeah, so that's actually better, but we're having like weird texture pop-ins. I don't know what we can do about that. It's probably at this point I should find out what the actual controls are. Oh crap. No, I did not do that properly. Pretty sure it's driver controls, you know, same developer as driver. That should be a burnout. That should be handbrake. Oh god, that's why I loaded my save state before, because the loading times are so slow. Why is this game so hard to run? Did that count? I don't think it counted. Oh my god. I can't. This looks so bad. Why? It's a good thing I'm not like crazy about playing this. I would be I'd be a bit disheartened that I couldn't play this if I wanted to, even on Odin 2, because it totally should. This is starting to seem like the Rebel Strike of PS2 games. What the hell? Oh man, Urban Chaos will run beautifully. Oh, dude. I never finished that, but that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Alright, we'll jump out of PS2 now. If I'm going to go over to Switch, because I can't change the Switch controls. See, I made an icon here for Odin settings, so that's super handy. So I just sort of like go in here, I go down left and into there, straight into my Odin settings, and then I can quickly go to controller style, press Odin, and then when I press the accept button, that is now the back button. Go over to my Switch. So with the RAM swap, the games that we had problems with before should now just work great. We don't have to bother with the scripts we've been using before. I wanted to show a bit of Tears of the Kingdom again, and this is why I just remembered. I'm going to go to my my file manager. I know there's the Android file manager, but to be honest with you, I really like this Z archive manager. I think it's brilliant. Okay, it's that button now. Open, and then I'm just going to show you in my Android data down to Yuzu, files, down to load, and then Tears of the Kingdom I know starts with F2, 16. Okay, now I've added some more mods. I never put mods in this before, and I thought, why aren't I doing this? Because I remember a couple of them actually help with performance. So there's one that actually turns the shadows down. So I'm not really 100% that any of this has actually helped the performance a little bit. I think it's roughly about the same, but I kept them on just in case, you know, and then maybe after I finish looking at this video, I can compare it to my last video and see if there's actually any difference, but it won't be like an accurate comparison. But I've got like a dynamic FPS thing going on. Apparently that helps smooth it a little bit when it gets a bit lower, but I'm not sure. A disabled FXAA, just in case that might help a little. I'm not really sure. I just thought I'd try some things. So these are the mods I have inside. Inside all of these, let me just confirm, because some of these are specific for updates, and some of these, not that one. Let's try this one. Yeah, 1.1.2. So I have installed the 1.1.2 update to Tears of the Kingdom. And so when you download these, I'll leave a link in the description. Some of these, like the shadow one, inside that folder, there'll be different ones like 1.0 or 1.2. And you have to pick the one that is, you know, the same as the update you've applied to Tears of the Kingdom. So just keep that in mind. And same with like, so this one here says 1.1.2, you know, so just keep in mind that you're using the right mods for the right version of the game, or the right update rather. So I'm just going to back out of here now, and we're going to have a look at Tears of the Kingdom. I hate when it does this. I've had this problem sometimes when the screen is actually like highlighted as if my controller is waiting to, or wants to choose some kind of option. Like, yeah, it's done it there. So if I go to settings and then just go up, down, and back out, now the screen's black. I don't know why it's doing that. And yeah, I'll also show you in games. I'll start in Hateno Village, probably Hateno. And maybe turn the volume up a bit. It is nice that they changed the volume thing. It didn't bother me too much, but now that it's more linear, it's nice to sort of pick the volume you actually want. I'm going to show in a moment when I open the floating icon when we're playing Zelda. Right, so as soon as I turn around, it's going to dip. So looking at the floating icon, we can see the game is mostly using CPU over memory. So what I'm thinking is that maybe there'll be improvements to Yuzu in the future that will hopefully lighten the load on CPU use, and maybe games like Tears of the Kingdom will run better. But it is like these moments where you're just sort of like chilling and running through a town where it's like going down to 20. I think Steam Deck users kind of had to like bite the bullet and accept that kind of performance. But when you're like out and about, and even when I showed this in the video I did recently on Switch, I was having like a big fight with goblins and there just wasn't any slowdown. So that was really cool. But to be honest with you, like my expectation of buying an Odin 2 base model, first of all, my intention was that I wasn't going to play Nintendo Switch games on it. What I wanted and what I got is a super good machine for GameCube, Wii, and PlayStation 2. Like, it just runs every PlayStation 2 game without problem. But the fact that there is a lot of Switch you can play really well is that it's very exciting. It is. Just can't speak. Mainly from a technical standpoint, is what I'm trying to say. Is that this machine and this emulator? I mean, for guys like me that kind of like to see this stuff happen and tweak around with settings and get things running even. Whoa, I haven't had a crash before. Check that out. Interesting. Maybe the CPU had enough. It's like, nah, no more. But yeah, I'm not planning to play Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, this is a save file I had from my PC. And I never finished it because I'm just not really into it. I love Breath of the Wild. I'm just not massively into Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's got some cool gimmick stuff. And if you, I suppose, from the standpoint of like, oh, dude, it screwed my autosave. I suppose from the point of view, I actually love the idea of returning to worlds and seeing that they've changed and developed, and you like meet people you've not seen for years and stuff like that, and see what happens. I think those elements of Tears of the Kingdom are actually really fantastic. Visiting areas and see how they've changed over the years was super cool. Oh yeah, this area. So this area ran really smooth when I played it in the video yesterday. Well, the other day. I think because I've loaded it and it's just still kind of like smoothing out some stuff. This guy is going to kill me. Interesting. I'll have to check this with the other video because I was pretty sure it was like very smooth around here. Now I am doubly curious. Okay, yeah, it was more like this. Now I'm doubly curious. I'm just going to let these guys kill me because I don't think you can fast travel when you're in battle. Oh. Yeah, so just load. I want to go underground because I thought to myself underground, even though I didn't think it'd be as intensive as the higher the mainland, because you shouldn't be focusing too much on stuff that's like out of view, like all these mountains and stuff, you know. Oh boy. So if I down in the depths, and I did this dungeon up here, so I'll go to this light route. And I think I'm going to have to very quickly just change my outfit, or I might burn to death. Oh my god, this video is nearly 30 minutes. Did it crash again? It's actually kind of nice to do videos again where I'm not edit, because the way I did things before is I didn't edit the videos. I did like a one take. And I've been editing my videos more lately, and when I think about doing those one takes, it's like, dude, how did I talk for so long and actually make it interesting? It is kind of crazy. Okay, so just go we'll go up here because I think there's like less to load. We should have a safer teleportation to a light route underground. I guess I could ask you guys some questions too, and it's like, you know, so what kind of Switch games are you hoping to play on the Odin 2, or what Switch games are you playing on your Odin 2? I have like a collection of them now, but I still, I don't know. My intention actually is to play a bunch of the games I've showcased recently with the HD texture packs. Absolutely. Metal Gear Solid 2 is actually one of them I'd love to. It's been so long since I played it. Right, let us teleport to, I should zoom out, that'd be easier. This one, this is the one I went to, was it this morning I was checking it? I was actually really hoping the mods would actually make a noticeable difference, and then I'd be able to make a video and go, hey guys, it's working so good now. It's alright, it's a bit slow, but it's just kind of like loading stuff in. Oh, I'm on fire. Is it going to crash again? No way. That's interesting. I don't know if I just got lucky before, or it's just not pulling it off with this 4 GB swap. Now I'm sort of wondering to myself, like, is the unofficial 4 GB swap that you do in the script, is that better than the AYNs? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. I guess people will start talking about it soon. I'm pretty sure I run down that area without AYN's swap, and I was doing it with the script. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Some games I'd love to see running are Metroid Prime, because that still boots. You start the game and it's a black screen, and there's a bunch of games like that actually. Like Kirby has a white screen. I'm really tempted to check out Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I actually, when I tested this game in my previous video, what the heck? I didn't actually install the newest update to the game because it's quite large, and I realized that I hadn't done it because, you know, it takes up a bunch of your internal storage, and the update to this game is like 2 gigabytes or something. It is kind of annoying. You do this stuff and it just adds up in your internal storage. I mean, I've moved all my games to an SD card now. Like a bulk of my internal storage is just HD textures and Switch mods. Switch updates, all that stuff. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, so when you get a base Odin 2, it says you get 128 gigabytes of storage, but you open it up and, you know, it's already allotted memory to the storage to the OS. So you actually have about nearly 100, between 90 and 100. And obviously, well, like when you, so also games caching data, caching shaders, that'll take up a bunch of memory. This looks different. I wonder if I've been a complete idiot and actually not. No, I am using the latest turnip driver. That is different for some reason. That's what I was using in the previous video. And speaking of, I was told actually, if you use the system driver, let me show you actually very quickly the GPU driver. So I also have the latest Qualcomm driver. These two drivers are going to allow you to play Super Mario RPG smoothly, but I noticed some shadow problems with the Qualcomm one. So if I pick system GPU and I jump down to Super Mario RPG, I was showing in my recent video that it was stuttery and skipping for some reason, and that was fully the driver's fault. If you leave it on the system driver, Super Mario RPG actually runs absolutely smooth. Please don't crash. Why isn't there an image? So then that also got me curious. It's like, oh, those problems I saw in Link's Awakening, maybe they were texture problems. I did notice when I switched the drivers around, there was a difference, but it wasn't fixed. So, oh, I want to get into a fight. Here we go. Oops. Damn you. It's like, when's he going to attack? Damn, Mario's so strong. And he's just not. Damn, you poisoned Mario. Who does that? So, let's just do a super jump. I'm not going to... Done. So yeah, Super Mario is running very smooth now with the system GPU. So interesting. I didn't expect Tears of the Kingdom to keep crashing, going down into the underworld, because that's not what happened to me last time. I'm using the latest turnip driver. I'm gonna check out Ori again because, one, it didn't crash on me before, and two, the graphics didn't stretch the way they did. I don't see why that should have anything to do with the memory swap. I don't understand. I don't understand. I wish there was a fast forward button in this. But yeah, very impressive really what Yuzu's managed to do on Android. It's a terrific thing because, like, first of all, having the options on Android is just super good for consoles like these. but also that you're able to play this kind of stuff and have a very long battery life. If I was to play Nintendo Switch on my Geek One S, the battery life would be, I don't know, not super long. It's been a while since I properly used it, and I've forgotten all about the voltages and things like that. Actually, I can't show it at the moment, but it was underneath my monitor here. Now, I've actually set up a new bedroom upstairs because it was empty. It's been empty for a while. Okay, it's fixed. And yeah, I put it up there. I've always wanted to have like a sort of miniature gaming PC in a bedroom, and it's pretty cool actually having it up there like that. It's like a Switch Pro with more PC options. This game is horrible for me to capture because there's so many blues. Is it me, or is this smoother than it was before? Let's have a look at the floating icon. So yeah, I'm not going to bother to try and do this fight, but I'd love to... I should turn that down, it's very loud. Oh, you can't prevent him from attacking over there. Yeah, I would have liked to test out some other areas there, but that's... Oh yeah, that's running alright, actually. It's kind of strange how that texture thing happened. So, yeah, so now I'm using... I didn't say before, but I'm using Android 1.4.8. That's the latest one at the moment. I basically check it every day, and if there's a new version, I will update the the new APK I get, and then I do a quick check of like games that are, so like Bayonetta's like 15 frames. The TLOZ games don't open, but I'm not too bothered about those. Death Store has a black screen, but it runs. Same as Metroid Prime. Let me have a think. Kirby got the white screen. Live a Live still doesn't run. Did I check this on 1.4.8? Let's give it a quick go, because I think this would be a cool game to have on your device. It's kind of weird that it doesn't play, because I do remember I kept hoping, because Skyline was showing good improvements with it. It was like getting to the menu and it was playing sort of music. It was skipping a lot, but it keeps crashing, and maybe that has something to do with an option I'm picking. Someone did tell me that with Octopath Traveler 2, if you turn off like I'll show you the options actually. He said, or they said, what am I doing? Go to advanced settings. They said if you go to debug and you turn on CPU debugging but turn off CPU fast memory, you could boot into Octopath Traveler, but you'll get black screens, and then like I don't know, I don't remember if they said it would crash or not. I'm not really sure, but anyway, the point of this video was to make people aware of the OTA update, and also, because I had been telling people to get this base script, so it might be in their best interest to delete that base script. So I will show that again. I don't use this home button a lot. I wish, what I'd really like this button to do is do that. When I press this button, I want to be here. I think I would like that. So yeah, so in my case, I've shown that you pull down and you go to settings, but because I've set up Pegasus this way, I would just do this, and then I can scroll down and quickly access my scripts, or turn on this swap 4G thing. I'm sort of surprised that's just an option though, and not like a just automatic mandatory part of the update, like it's just done it for you. It kind of says to me that the idea that they want you to turn it on and off is that maybe it's still slightly experimental. Maybe they're still figuring things out. I don't know. Interesting stuff though. And yeah, so I just sort of played the games I was playing in the other video, and it seems to be the case that it is working. The 4GB swap is working. And same with HD textures with the PS2 games, Wii, GameCube. Where's my GameCube? I really love Pegasus, man. That's another thing, actually. So I want to do a video soon that's like what's on my Odin 2. Maybe give some people some ideas of what to get, what to play, how they might want to set it up. So something I never really showed people with Pegasus is that you can really easily like swap over to a different theme you've downloaded. So if I want it to be just like a PlayStation 5, I think I set up the music in this one a bit differently personally, but it's basically the same as the PS5 one. So now it's like, let me turn it down more. So now it's a lot like a PlayStation 5, and if I like press this game, I can go down to play or read about it, or check out some different things I've used. I can scroll through categories. I don't personally love the look of this one, but if you really like PlayStation 5. Same deal with the Xbox. There's a pretty cool Xbox theme. Doesn't have any music. It's very simple. Does the job. I think it's like elegant and it's nice. It's even got Xbox sounds. What's this one? So I can scroll through. Is this stuff I played recently? I didn't realize the images would be so big. So yeah, that's another cool one. And you can even, so there's some custom ones people have made that are a bit more original, but you can even have a Nintendo Switch style one if you like, and make it very Nintendo Switch style. Actually, Sakura Retro Modding is making buttons now. He got to it very quickly. I'm very happy. And he's done some PlayStation ones and 2 different types of Xbox, and they're like colored Xbox ones or hollow ones, and the hollow ones look fantastic. So they kind of look like this black buttons, but Xbox style letters, and they got like a depth to them, and they like shine the holographic feeling to them. Those are pretty cool. I almost wish I got those instead. I've ordered some PlayStation buttons, and when I think about it, I do think of this as like the ultimate PS2 machine. Man, the only thing I wish I could do with this now is actually like, because you know the plastic kind of absorbs like the oil from your fingers. That kind of, I know you can buy a case, but protective sleeve. But I don't like the sleeve. I just, you know, you can't protect everything. Well, you can protect everything forever, but like, I actually tried to like rub some water and was it bicarb soda? Yeah, bicarb soda. And apparently that helps like draw the oils out of the plastic, and I think it helped a little bit. But I 100% don't recommend doing it with the shell on like this, because that stuff did seep around the buttons, and it took a while for it to like come out on its own and for me to clean it all out. But it helped a little bit. So yeah, Nintendo Switch style. I can jump into PSP and blah blah blah. PSP games, pretty cool one. I think that's a pretty cool one. But my favorite, and obviously because I've like edited it a bit, is Shin Retro. And you have these like color schemes. You can actually go into the settings of the color scheme and change the color codes. You know, like #00 whatever. You can change those colorings, and you can actually edit these and make them, or add more if you like. You can add more color schemes if you know what you're doing. I really like the Steam one. Ozone Dark's quite nice, but when you go over to collections, I actually really prefer Steam OS. So yeah, sorry, I've been recording this video for a very long time. So yeah, OTA update. If you enjoyed watching the rest of this video, it's not my plan to do more like these. I do kind of like the whole more updated, upgraded, edited videos. So I want to do a video on like what's on my Odin 2 like this, and show you the games, and maybe like think about some stuff to play. But yeah, new OTA update, awesome. So thanks a lot. Like it, like the video, hit the bell icon if you want to see more. Subscribe is one I forget to say to people. Subscribe to my channel. Some of you don't. Do it now. I'll make cool videos, I promise. And on another note, I've got the RG35XX Plus coming. I ordered that. Kind of excited to see that actually. When I first saw that was coming out, I was like, that's a That's a pretty good console. I'm looking forward to it, and I've heard good things about it, so I think that'll be a really good video to look forward to. So yeah, look forward to my RG35XX Plus blah blah super ultra upgraded machine. It'll be my first Ambonic device, by the way. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. I didn't mean to leave it on there.